Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you all to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Advisory Council gives final approval to Enforced Disappearance Prevention and Remedy Ordinance 2025, including provision for death penalty. UNDP representatives submit 14 proposals to Chief Election Commissioner to make next national polls more inclusive. Abolition of caretaker government system intentional, comments Attorney General. Typhoon Kalmegi kills 140 and leaves 127 missing, unleashing devastating flooding across central Philippines. And Barcelona draw with Belgium's Club Brugge in Champions League. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. The Advisory Council has given final approval to the Enforced Disappearance Prevention and Remedy Ordinance 2025, which includes a provision for the death penalty as the maximum punishment for enforced disappearances. The approval was given at the regular meeting of the Advisory Council, held at the Chief Advisor's office with Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus in the chair today. Members of the Advisory Council and secretaries concerned were present at the meeting. The Council also approved the National Logistics Policy and the list of public holidays for 2026. After the meeting, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam briefed the reporters at the Foreign Service Academy. The press secretary said that the National Human Rights Commission has been given the authority to receive the complaint and investigate cases of enforced disappearance. He also said that a special tribunal will be formed and trials will be completed of within 120 days of charging frame.
আজকে জাতীয় লজিস্টিক নীতির খসড়া এবং চূড়ান্ত অনুমোদন হয়েছে আর আজকে আগামী বছরের 2026-এর সরকারি ছুটির তালিকা অনুমোদন হয়েছে এবং সবচেয়ে যেটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট ছিল সেটা হচ্ছে আজকে গুম প্রতিরোধ এবং প্রতিরোধ অধ্যাদেশ 2025-এর চূড়ান্ত অনুমোদন হয়েছে। এই গুমের উপরে আজকে গুম প্রতিরোধ এবং প্রতিকারের জন্য একটা ল এটা নিয়ে যথেষ্ট ডিবেট হয়েছে হওয়ার পর আজকে এটা চূড়ান্তভাবে অনুমোদন হয়েছে। এই অধ্যাদেশে গুমকে সংজ্ঞায়নের পাশাপাশি চলমান অপরাধ মানে কন্টিনিউম অফেন্স হিসেবে বিবেচনা করে মৃত্যুদণ্ড সহ কঠোর শাস্তির বিধান রাখা হয়েছে। 2 গোপন আটক কেন্দ্র স্থাপন, যেগুলো আয়নাঘর নামে পরিচিত, স্থাপন এবং এটা ব্যবহারকে শাস্তিযোগ্য অপরাধ হিসাবে ঘোষণা করা হয়েছে। 3 জাতীয় মানবাধিকার কমিশনকে গুম সংক্রান্ত অভিযোগ গ্রহণ ও তদন্তের ক্ষমতা প্রদান করা হয়েছে। 4 হচ্ছে এই অধ্যাদেশে গুম প্রতিরোধ ও প্রতিকার এর লক্ষ্যে বিশেষ ট্রাইব্যুনাল গঠন, অভিযোগ গঠনের 120 দিনের মধ্যে বিচার সম্পন্নের বাধ্যবাধকতা, ভুক্তভোগী ও তথ্য প্রচারকারী ও সাক্ষীর অধিকার সুরক্ষা, ক্ষতিপূরণ এবং আইনগত সহায়তার নিশ্চয়তা প্রদান সংক্রান্ত বিধান অন্তর্ভুক্ত করা হয়েছে। 5 এছাড়া গুম প্রতিরোধ, প্রতিকার ও সুরক্ষার উদ্দেশ্যে তহবিল গঠন এবং তথ্য ভাণ্ডার প্রতিষ্ঠার বিধানও সংযোজিত হয়েছে।
Representatives from UNDP Site Savers, the Equal Bangladesh Campaign and OPD partners have submitted 14 proposals to the Chief Election Commissioner to make the upcoming national parliamentary election more inclusive and to ensure the participation of persons with disabilities. In the morning, a discussion was held at the Election Commission building in Agargaon, chaired by CECA MM Nasruddin, where representatives of various disability organizations discussed the proposals submitted by UNDP. Election commissioners and other senior officials of the commission were also present. The proposals submitted to the CEC include raising awareness among persons with disabilities about postal voting, informing them about the voter registration process, ensuring security at polling centers, introducing a postal voting system for disabled voters, guaranteeing the inclusion of all persons with disabilities in the registration process, and deploying trained female staff at polling stations to assist female voters with disabilities, among other recommendations. A meeting was held regarding the use of Parliament TV to promote various activities of the Election Commission ahead of the 13th National Parliamentary Election. The meeting took place today at the Election Commission headquarters in Agargaon, with Election Commission Senior Secretary Akhtar Ahmed presiding over the session. Among others, Information and Broadcasting Secretary Mahbooba Farzana, National Parliament Secretariat Secretary Kaniz Maula, Bangladesh Television Director General Muhammad Mahbubul Alam, National Parliament Secretariat Director General Muhammad Zakir Hossain Chaudhry, Additional Secretary of the Election Commission, Director General of the National Identity Registration Division, and the Project Director of the Idea 2 project, along with other senior officials from the Election Commission Secretariat were present. Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzaman said that the next parliamentary election will be held under the interim government. He made the remarks today while briefing reporters after the 9th day of hearing on the appeal seeking the reinstatement of the caretaker government system. The hearing took place before a 7-member full appellate division bench headed by Chief Justice Dr. Said Rifat Ahmed. During the hearing, Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzaman said the previous abolition of the caretaker system was intentional. The Attorney General expressed his opinion in favor of reinstating the caretaker system through the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. The next hearing is scheduled for 11th of November. BNP Standing Committee member Dr. Khondokor Mosharraf Hossain has said that in Bangladesh's contemporary politics, Tariq Rahman is the most popular leader in the people of grassroots. He made the remark today at the book unveiling and discussion event of Tariq Rahman, Politics and Policy, held at Hotel Sheraton in the capital. Dr. Mosharraf said that Tariq Rahman had been active in politics since his student life, even without holding any official position. He added that Tariq has been providing visionary leadership from London, driven by his love for the country and its people. He further stated that if anyone deserves credit for the political reform, it is Tariq Rahman, who had already introduced 31 reform proposals to the people long ago. BNP Standing Committee member Amir Khosrow Mahmood Chaudhry, former Dhaka University Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. Anwarullah Chaudhry, Bangladesh Open University Pro-Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. Dil Roshan Jannat, and politician Bobby Hajjaj were also present at the event. Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami, along with 7 other political parties, has submitted a 5-point demand to the chief advisor. A delegation of 8 members, led by Jamaat Secretary General Mia Ghulam Parwar, handed over the memorandum at the chief advisor's official residence, Jamuna, this afternoon. Industries and Housing and Public Works Advisor Adilur Rahman received the memorandum on behalf of the chief advisor. Earlier, the procession started from Bolton and faced police obstruction near Motsho Bhavan. Following that, the 8-party delegation proceeded towards Jamuna to hand over the memorandum. As part of their pre-announced program, the Polton area turned into a sea of people since morning, with leaders and activists of Jamaat and 7 other political parties. A brief rally was held at Polton where Jamaat's Naib-e-Amir Dr. Syed Abdullah Muhammad Tahir said they would not allow the spirit of the July movement to be trampled. Jamaat Secretary General Mia Gholam Porwar and several other leaders also addressed the rally. The parties allied with Jamaat included Islami Andolon Bangladesh, Khilafat Majlis, Bangladesh Khilafat Majlis, Bangladesh Khilafat Andolon, Bangladesh Nizam Islam Party, Jatiyo Gonotantrik Party JAKPA, and Bangladesh Development Party. Now, international news. Typhoon Kalmegi killed at least 140 people and left another 127 missing after unleashing devastating flooding across the central Philippines. Flood waters described as unprecedented rushed through Cebu province's towns and cities this week, sweeping away cars, riverside shanties, and even massive shipping containers. The National Civil Defense Office confirmed on Thursday 114 reported deaths, though that tally did not include an additional 28 recorded by Cebu provincial authorities. Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has declared a state of calamity after Typhoon Kalmegi, one of the strongest typhoons this year. Kalmegi led the Philippines on Thursday morning and is moving towards central Vietnam, where residents are still reeling from floods that killed dozens. Hamas has returned another body of a deceased captive to Israel as Palestinians across the Gaza Strip brace for cold winter months amid a lack of adequate shelter, food and other critical supplies. The Palestinian group announced on Wednesday that it was returning the remains of an Israeli captive via the International Committee of the Red Cross. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office later confirmed the transfer, which now leaves 6 captives remain still in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israeli army killed 2 Palestinians in central Gaza, claiming that they crossed the ceasefire's yellow line near Israeli positions. Gaza health authorities said Israeli fire also killed a Palestinian collecting firewood in central Gaza. The United Nations warned earlier this week that while aid deliveries have increased since the ceasefire came into effect in October, the amount of food and other assistance getting into the territory remains insufficient. UN's World Food Programme senior spokesperson Abir Ettefa said they need full access and need everything to be moving fast. She said the winter months are coming. People are still suffering from hunger and the needs are overwhelming. She urged more crossings into Gaza to be open to allow supplies to get to Palestinians in need. Authorities in Gaza said last week that Israel had allowed an average of 145 aid trucks into Gaza per day between when the ceasefire came into effect and the end of October. Just 24% of the 600 trucks that are meant to be entering daily as part of the agreement.